greatest British fighters of all time. At his retirement, and that dropped Lewis to the mat. Lewis was unable to get back to his zone that dropped Lewis to the canvas. Lewis got up at a 6 count but was on wobbly knees. Referee Jose Guadalupe Garcia continued to count to 9 before waving the fight off when Lewis fell onto him. Lennox Lewis is a former professional boxer who competed from 1989 to 2003. He is a 3-time world heavyweight champion, a 2-time lineal champion, and remains the last heavyweight to hold the undisputed championship. Holding dual British and Canadian citizenship, Lewis represented Canada as an amateur at the 1984 and 1988 Olympics. In the latter event, he won a gold medal in the super heavyweight division after defeating Riddick Bowe in the final. He is regarded by many as one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time and one of the greatest British fighters of all time. At his retirement, Lewis's record was 41 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, with 32 wins by knockout. And today, we would like to remember Lennox Lewis's 2 losses. Lost to McCall. After 3 successful but less than impressive defenses of his WBC title, Lennox Lewis's next opponent became Oliver McCall. Coming into his fight with Lewis, McCall sported an unimpressive 24-5 record, with the majority of his wins being against unknown journeymen, while 5 of his losses had come against heavyweight contenders, including Orlin Norris, James Buster Douglas, and Tony Tucker. However, after joining promoter Don King's stable and embarking on a modest 5-fight win streak, McCall was named the WBC's #1 contender and thus became the mandatory challenger for Lewis's title. Lewis paid little attention to McCall and prior to the fight entered into negotiations with both the WBA and IBF Michael Moore and Olympic rival Riddick Bowe to determine who he would face after his planned defeat of McCall. On June 17th, it was announced that both Lewis and Bowe's managers had come to an agreement for the long-awaited Lewis-Bowe championship fight. The 2 fighters were scheduled to split a then-record $31 million purse, but Lewis would still have to get past McCall for the bout to happen. The 2 men fought a close first round, with neither fighter generating much offense in the round. Lewis attempted to lead with his jab, but was unable to connect much with it. Meanwhile, McCall seemingly was waiting for Lewis to make a mistake that would give him the opportunity to land some power punches. At the end of the round, 2 judges scored the round 10-9 for Lewis, while the third had the fight tied at 10-10.
And the man who was the former sparring partner for Mike Tyson, Oliver McCall, relatively unknown in this country, is 8th round. Oliver McCall, and Lewis will have to watch that. He tends to drop his left occasionally. Lewis trying to work behind the jab. That's rather wild by McCall. Perhaps wishes to time we've seen of that strong punch by Lewis.
Lewis was aggressive to start the second round, but as he tried to throw a right hand, McCall quickly countered with a right hand of his own that dropped Lewis to the canvas. Lewis got up at a 6 count but was on wobbly knees. Referee Jose Guadalupe Garcia continued to count to 9 before waving the fight off when Lewis fell onto him. McCall was declared the new WBC heavyweight champion by way of technical knockout.
Hand delivered with startling ferocity and startling speed, and Lennox Lewis dropped the left almost imperceptibly and walked straight onto it. The Lewis counted out with less than a minute of the second round gone. The crowd can't believe.
Lost to Rockman. Following 3 successful title defenses in 2000, Lennox Lewis turned his sights on a potential super fight with Mike Tyson. Lewis had originally hoped to meet Tyson during the summer of 2001, however, Tyson was issued a 3-month suspension early in the year after testing positive for marijuana following his 2000 fight with Andrew Golota. Lewis opted to make his next defense against little-known Hasim Rahman. Lewis came into the fight as a 20-1 favorite and paid little attention to his opponent, having begun negotiations for his long-awaited match with Tyson, while also being challenged to a possible unification match by WBA heavyweight champion John Ruiz. Brakpan, Gauteng, South Africa is 5,200 feet above sea level. Rahman arrived on March 27th, so he would have time to adjust to the high altitude, but Lewis didn't arrive until April 10th. Lewis trained in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is 2,000 feet above sea level. He trained in Las Vegas so he could also film scenes for a cameo appearance in the movie Ocean's 11. The two fighters fought a close first 4 rounds, though Lewis was ahead on all 3 judges' scorecards by 39-37, having won rounds 2 through 4, while Rahman was able to win the fight's opening round. By the 4th round, Rahman had become the aggressor, throwing 60 punches to Lewis's 33, though each man landed 20, and Lewis was able to narrowly win the round.
There's a breather, but I can see the left.
200-1 on Rahman winning this in the first round. Lewis started as a 15 or 18-1 on favorite.
It's still too early, and I still don't count Rahman out. And Lewis catching him now, probably working on that left eye.
Good jab by Lewis, and he looks a lot stronger in this round. Oh, uppercut by the champion. Rahman in a little bit of trouble. To be fair to him, he came back, and that right hand of his has come in. And what a great challenger he is.
Rahman said that he's going to make this war. Rahman's got to get close in case they that this guy is a dangerous fighter, this Rahman.
Well, how many people have we seen do that and got themselves caught?
Exactly.
Just about 25 seconds to go.
In the 5th round, Lewis threw few punches, instead stalking Rahman throughout the round in an attempt to size him up in order to land the knockout blow. But Rahman was able to successfully defend himself and avoided taking any power punches from Lewis.
Midway through the 5th, Rahman still there.
There you go.
Wasn't too far away. Whoa!
With 46 seconds remaining in the round, Rahman was able to turn the tables and used his jab to back Lewis into the ropes. Shortly after that exchange, Lewis momentarily dropped his gloves to his side, allowing Rahman to quickly land a strong right hand that dropped Lewis to the mat. Lewis was unable to get back to his feet, and Rahman was announced the winner by knockout, becoming the new heavyweight champion.
There, look at Lewis's left hand. It's absolutely nowhere near, and he let it go. Oh, what a shot, what a contact. Well, there was serious controversy when he wasn't allowed to continue against McCall, but there was never any doubt about it, and if anything, that was a better punch by Rahman than the one we saw from Oliver McCall some 7.5 years ago.
Well, I got to tell you something, Jim. When you take punches like that, like with Oliver McCall and now with The Rock, it's very hard for